Hello there everyone, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses, and oh boy, we're already in trouble. So yeah, this part is, something's gone awry, and Geralt and Byleth have to sort it out, and oh boy, it's not going to end well. We're not going to see it in this part, we'll see it in the next part, because I had to break this one up. Just because, even though there isn't, the next part will start, there's not much chapter left, but there's so much cutscene and dialogue to get through. I will include it in one part, it would just be way too much. So I thought I'd break it up just to make it easier on everyone. I mean, generally that's kind of how I'm going with my Let's Plays. I try to make them 20 minutes a piece, roughly, unless I can, I think I do half an hour max, if I can encompass all of it at once. Because usually I like to have things dedicated so they just just feel more concise and flowing, and stuff like that. But I don't mind breaking up it every now and then. But, it's funny how Alois, even in such a dire situation, has such a chipper attitude. There's something about Alois. He's like that fun uncle that it's just fun to be around. He's not my favourite character, but I can't help but admire Alois. Because again, he does the thing of being the silly, childlike adult and kind of like a bit cautious, but he's not annoying. And again, I like that Three Houses is able to do this with so many of its characters. Because trust me, there are so many characters in Three Houses which, if taken in the wrong direction, could have been awful. I can list so many of them. Hubert could have been so insufferable to deal with if he was literally he hated everything except Edelgard and he wouldn't shut up about her, but he doesn't. Leone could have been awful, all she did was talk about Geralt and just hate you for being favoured, but she doesn't. Marianne could have been bad if all she did was be self-deprecating and never show any signs of and Bernadette the same, never show any signs of wanting to get better or just signs of them being happy. Dorothea could have been awful if all she did was flirt with people and stuff she didn't concern herself with her backstory wasn't too dark. She didn't show a more just sweet attitude towards her friends to try to be helpful. All she wanted to do was flirt with people and stuff like that. That would have been awful. Also, yeah. So let me talk about the chapter. I'll go back to the characters later, but let me talk about this chapter. So this chapter, it's just danger beasts. They are pretty well spread apart, so good movement really helps here. So what you want is good movement and good gambits. So, and you're just characters that are generally strong enough to tank them. Healers really help too, because, the Danger Beast can take a bit out of you. But obviously, good movement, good gambits really, really help. And Stride's really useful here. The chapter itself is pretty basic, I'm not going to lie. I don't think it's awful. I think the layout's fine. It's you've got 3 entryways. Again, I've done this chapter before on actual, missions, and they've been perfectly fine. On actual, missions. Skirmishes. And, it's been absolutely fine. It's just with the Danger Beast, it's just, it kind of lacks that pizzazz because there's not that many units. But nevertheless, it's still, the chapter itself in terms of design is alright. And yeah, there's Dorothea as the dancer. She's got 6 moves as well, so that's really good. But the problem is, it's just Danger Beast. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Oh, let's break it!
Damn! But, like I said, I'm not big on just the entire map being Danger Beasts. Again, I like enemy variety in my maps. Granted, Danger Beasts they're more than just standard infantry, obviously. So they got that going for them. And again, from a story perspective, it makes sense as to why they're all Danger Beasts. So usually I don't mind these things if it makes sense in terms of its actual narrative. And in this case, it does. But it's just, you can't help but feel a little bit annoying to deal with because it's so, it's just the same enemies. Again, not the worst thing in the world, but I've played better. Sorry. But anyway, going back to the characters. Oh, there we go again.
Oh, let's break it! Damn!
Also, again, if you know how to just, you have a Gamma that can just destroy the armor, then go nuts. So going back to the characters I was thinking of. Okay, so Caspar could have been really annoying if he just stuck to his shonen stereotype. All he did was care about getting stronger and he refused to listen to people. Again, that could have been really annoying, but thankfully it wasn't. The same way, Linhardt could have been really annoying. All he was lazy. That was his only quirk. Again, that could have been awful, but he wasn't, thank God. And, trying to think of other people. Mercedes could have been bad if all she did was act like an airhead. Oh, I'm just happy and silly like that. I don't have any cares in the world. And anything like that. That would have been she would have been nice, but a pretty lame character. No critical.
Hammer down!
When it's I was kind of banking on the crit, but it's no big deal. Again, I can't really see it. I could potentially see Edelgard be doing bad if you made her she went after, all she cared about was, Just like literally, all she did was like, oh, I want to rule, I want to destroy the Church of Cerberus and everyone connected with it, those who worship the goddess, which isn't the case with Edelgard. She just wants to take down the church. She doesn't have anything against the goddess herself. If you want to be a believer, go for it. She just doesn't like the Church of Cerberus, and even then, she just showed regret and remorse. So it's not like, oh, I don't care. She clearly cares. But I'm trying to think of other characters where it could, because again, I like the Three Houses of Voice there. Manuela could have been really bad if all she did was literally all she did was try to seduce you and flirt and had nothing else going for her. And you know, stuff like that. And didn't show any worry or any concern for her actual, yeah, I'm trying to decide what to do with Marianne. It's like, what the fuck am I meant to do? Didn't show any actual concern for trying to secure a partner in the future and trying to improve herself. And also, what was it? It was something else. There was other characters. Like, I'm sure Raphael could have sucked if all he did was, like, just talk about food and stuff and, again, didn't have any depth to him. I'm certain that... Well, Felix... Oh, alright, Felix could have been awful. It could have been bad if he didn't have any of, like, his family... It's still fair. If they didn't have any of their family relations go for them, they could have been really, really, really bad and so on. But again, Three Houses avoids that. They give each character depth. They give each character purpose. They give each character, you know... Just... They treat each character properly, and I really like that. They you know... I really like that Three Houses makes each character, at the very least, interesting. Not all of them are the best, and some of them have their problems, but they're at the very least all interesting, and there's more to them than just being, you know, just being a trope or a cliche. Oh, there goes the critical. Ooh, right in the jaw. Yay me. Yeah, Hubert gets a level up. So again, I really, really like that random person running forward. I really like that Three Houses does that. And again, I still think to this day, its cast is yet to be beat. And again, like... I love Fire Emblem cast as a whole. There isn't one I really actively dislike. It's just some I feel are underused. Like, the Binding Blade lot is 50-50 for me, and the Dawn Brigade are underused, but I don't dislike them. And the Shadow Giant lot is a case of literally just not being used. That's all. It's not a case of I think they're bad, it's just they're not being used. That's so man. Well, even if you just stand next to Byleth, 60% doesn't mean anything. So obviously they're going to go after the pupil, so you've got to try, yeah, that's why you suggested stride, just to hurry your ass.
Stone or something on its forehead.
Yeah, there's like a hint. Out, suddenly Monica. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. Also, oh yeah, that's something about Three Houses I find a bit strange. Right, because I know the main conflict is between the likes of Edelgard and Rhea, but everyone else, alright, I heard in the Golden Deer they've made more appearance, but the people like the Death Knight, the ones who lurk in the shadows, they are so throwaway. It's ridiculous about how much of throwaway characters they are. I mean, Death Knight at least gets a good amount of appearances, but everyone else is literally, I'm here, now I'm gone. I feel they're extremely underused. Because I remember someone said, like, oh, Death Knight is like the new version of, yeah, so, oh wow, they were students all along. Yeah, we kind of knew about that because of the thing that happened with Mikolan. But again, oh, and this will come back into play later, oh my god. Yeah. So, what was I going to say? Oh shit, where was I? Oh crap, I forgot. It was,
Oh, let's break it! Damn!
Yeah, it was talk about, like, someone's like, oh, the Death Knight is the new Black Knight. I'm like, no, he fucking isn't. I mean, granted, if you like the Death Knight, that's great. I think he's cool. Here we go.
Hammer down!
But, like, to me, the Black Knight is just, like, so much more than just being an intimidating physical threat. You know, he does do a lot more in the story. He has a really, really interesting relationship with some of the characters. He has a really interesting story arc. And so on. You know, the Black Knight is just so much more than, oh, I'm here and I'm scary. Granted, there's more. I know there's more to the Death Knight in different pathways, but, like, there's a reason the Black Knight, not just me, but it's considered one of the best Fire Emblem villains, because, you know, there's so much to him. And again, I think this game has done well in its villains. Again, especially, you know, I mean, not counting Echoes. 3DS already botched the villains. Obviously, Echoes really helped. Rudolph was fine. Jeddah was alright, actually. You know, Jeddah wasn't, for an evil sorcerer, just like your typical Garnet, Jeddah wasn't too bad. I quite liked him. But obviously, you know, Brakut was the real highlight for me. I loved Brakut. He's one of my favourite Fire Emblem villains. Because, and it's mainly because he's actually quite the weakling. And seeing him break down is what's so interesting. It's not the fact, it's not like most Fire Emblem villains where they're super powerful, but you want to see the stories behind them. Brakut's fascination is, oh yeah, she gets a level up. And again, I love the dancer outfits too. They look like someone out from, they look like dancers from like Greece. Or, you know, something like that. Something out of that type of thing. I really love their thing. It's like, it's armored, but it's like, you know, it's open with armor and it's very regal. It just looks really good. I love it. I love it so much. So, yeah. Yeah, because I think Ray is a really, really great villain. And, you know, depending on how you look at things, Edelgard's a great villain too. I see her as more of a kind of, because again, it depends on the pathway. Kind of more of an anti-hero. Well, it's weird. Alright, Edelgard's it's a weird neutral character. A lot of it does depend on pathway. There's no two ways about that. But, you know. Oi. So there goes Birdie Bear with the critical. It's not enough to kill him though, but hey, I'll take a critical. Ah, little Bernie Bear. Just wait till you become a... Oh yeah, that's how you fucking do it. Go Bernie! It's like, this guy's almost dead. Yeah, now thanks to me, he is dead. Just wait till she becomes a sniper. Ah, sniper. Sniper. Yeah, Edelgard being Edelgard. She has fucking whiffets. Yeah, that has to hurt. Again, that's the thing, you know, authority, man. Some of these gambits can really make a difference. Oh yeah, use reversal. What are you, oh yeah, I know why I use the Iron Sword for the increased or that, and also the increased avoid, and also less speed penalty. So yeah. So he's weak to lances, it seems, and he's doing this AOE attack, or its AOE attack, I should say. But, you know, I'll give credit to Three Houses that, aside from the one instance with the respawning ones, it never makes the Danger Beasts, like, there are times where the Danger Beasts and the things are intertwined, but I never feel they're overbearing. Because there are lots of ways to exploit the Danger Beasts. If they fly, arrows will destroy them. If you break their armor, even just a portion of it, their stats drop radically. Like, it's actually surprising how weak they become. Like, again, and they hurt, don't get me wrong, they hurt like a bitch, but there are so many ways, and even then, their range is limited. Because remember, your entire team is going up against them. It's not like, say, a Fire Emblem boss where, because the stats are so high, you usually just send in 1 or 2 characters, whereas with a Danger Beast, you send in literally everyone and they just get fucked up royally. It's really great stuff. You should call this part Gambit, because it's all we're seeing, just Gambit upon Gambit upon Gambit. But, you know, I like including the Gambits because it's cool. Yeah, and I like that also with oh, there goes Shamir. With the Danger Beast, they made it so that even though breaking all the armor is the best course of action, it's not like essential. It's not like you have to do it, otherwise they're impossible. No, it just helps. It just really, really helps. Even then, breaking that armor isn't too difficult either. Oh, there she goes again. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Oh, I must have used dance. Yeah.
Sleep in the dirt.
Yeah, Dorothea. Okay, go Shamir. Just fucking hell. It's like crit once and crit again, because fuck you, I'm Shamir.
I got a strategy.
Yeah, I mean, looking back again, I know what. Actually, at the time of this recording, I'm actually going to tackle this chapter tonight with the blue lions. I know exactly what I'm doing. Again, I know how to break through their whatchamacallits. I know which gambits to use. I know how to fuck them up something fierce. Yeah, again, that's why the likes of Petra aren't in this map, because I focused on Gambit on using those with really good Gambits, and Petra didn't have one, because she was a flying unit. I didn't have, with a flying unit, you can only get the flying Gambits if I remember, and because of that, she couldn't use anyone, because her authority wasn't C rank. So yeah, Petra was like, I mean, in hindsight, I could still just destroy them with just her stats alone, but yeah. Obviously, Geralt's going to help out. Oh, you know, hold up. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a bit tired. You know something I also really appreciate about Three Houses? How many different Danger Beasts there are. They're not all the same. You have these weird lizards, you have the demonic beasts, you have the wolves, you have the armored demonic beasts, you have the wyverns, you have the other birds, you have the mechanized, like the dolls, the mechanized soldiers. I think that's something that was really good, rather than just repeating the same Danger Beasts. They have apparently there's even like these sandworms. I haven't seen them yet, but because obviously they're in like desert maps. Oh, there goes Mercedes. But obviously, I like that Three Houses does that. There's a lot more enemy variety to the monsters as well, which is good because there's different ways of fighting them. There's different threats. Again, enemy variety is something I appreciate in Fire Emblem. I'm glad that this game has that through its classes as well. And for the most part, most chapters have lots of enemy variety. And there goes Linhardt. And again, good physic user, that's why I brought Marianne as well. Oh, nice level. Go Linhardt, nice level up. It's also weird how some of my units, because when I looked in, when doing research for this, yeah, I just wanted to talk to Geralt.
Thinking about what happened at Ramire Village, it's clear you've gotten a hang of being a leader.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Grail and this guy and Geralt should hang out. They're cool. So I don't think anything really significant happened here. Yeah, we get the critical, but it's, I don't count as the non-killer crit count because she's using a killer axe, so it doesn't count. So it's a critical, but it's not a non-killer critical. You know, they're made to have critical, so yeah. And yeah, finish him off. And I'm not gonna lie, next time I play Black Eagles, I really want to make because I quite like the couple. I really want to make Ferdinand and Edelgard become a couple. I think they'd make such an interesting married couple because obviously she's the one in power and she's the smarter of the two and so on. But I'd like to see
let's break it down!
Maybe Ferdinand's attitude can make Edelgard laugh, and also just, you know, he would question her a lot, which may frustrate her, but at the same time also encourage, you know, it could really help her to see that she, you know, what do you call it, maybe there are some mistakes she makes. I'd like them because they'd bicker a lot, but they'd be a nice couple, I reckon. I really like Edelgard. I know there's a lot of, like, Ferdinand and Dorothy, and even Ferdinand and Hubert, but Ferdinand and Bernadette is my favourite one. But I quite like, you know, I like a lot of the ships in this game too. Let's get something about Three Houses. I like a lot of the ships. There isn't really a ship in Three Houses I'm against, unless it's like a one with like if you said Lysithea and Hanuman, I'd be kind of against that. Granted, I get it because Cress, but it's also because Lysithea is so young. Granted, Hanuman's a perfectly nice guy. Don't get me wrong, he's not like, oh yeah, Geralt gets a critical. Go him. But it's just one of those things where, me personally, it's like, nah. Yeah. But, you know, what are you going to do? It's just shipping at the end of the day. So, that's the end of that part. Next time we come back, we're going to see the end of this chapter, and we're going to get bid farewell to quite the lovable Fire Emblem lad. Until then, thank you all very much for watching. I will see you next time. Take care, and have a wonderful day.